Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. I'm coming to you today a little bit more vlog style. It's an exciting day because we're actually going to update you on where we're at with the nursery, as well as discuss a little bit about what's on the registry, why it's on the registry, and how that'll help prepare our house and home for babies. Without further ado, take a look where we're at with the nursery. So come on. So behind the door is actually where the closet is, and that's what you're seeing here. There's some doors that go on the closet, and they're more of like the Louvre style doors. These doors, they do open up like so, and they're on a track, so they'll be able to slide back and forth once they're reinstalled. So we took the closet doors off so we can install the flooring. If you haven't seen those clips yet, I'll insert some of those here, but they were over on our home projects update that I actually hosted with Eric. So if you haven't taken a look at that, go ahead and take a look at that video as well. But we replaced the flooring and baseboards in this room. We repainted this room. So that was part of the initial refresh we wanted to make sure was done. That was a very high priority for us because we knew the flooring eventually was going to get replaced, but we wanted to make sure that baby's room was safe, didn't have any fumes from paint or anything like that left over. Now back to this closet. Closet doors are also off so that we can install the inside. The inside originally was just one single rod all the way across, and while that's great, and we wanted to have a little bit more options for our storage, we went ahead and went with the PAX system from IKEA. There was a little bit of a learning curve. The closet itself is roughly, 23 inches deep. So originally we purchased the 22 or 23 inch PAX systems thinking that that would be perfect for this closet. Well, once they're installed, because the closet itself has frame to it, like a door frame, you can't actually access the items very well because they're built out all the way in the space. Went ahead and we're going to repurpose those in our closet at a later date, and then we went ahead and purchased the 13-inch depth. We have one that is set up to be just shelving, that we're actually doing a mixture of shelving. There'll be a rod across here, and there'll be some drawers. We are having a little bit of a availability issue with IKEA in that the drawers are not available. All I have right now is what they, I think, label as like a jewelry tray. It's a pull-out tray drawer and a basket on the bottom. My plan is to have the one basket on the bottom, which eventually will be great for shoes, 3 drawers in the closet, and then the shelf here, a rod for hanging, and then probably a shelf, another shelf above the rod. I did peel and stick wallpaper inside the closet to give it more color. You'll see throughout this sneak peek of the nursery that there's a lot of white or creams in this room, and I'm actually really trying to bring more color into it, but I just didn't want to do that with the paint color on the wall. One of the ways that we're doing that is with the peel and stick wallpaper inside the closet, and I'll also be doing peel and stick wallpaper to line the inside of the dresser. All right, so moving on from this closet area, there's not too much else that's visually interesting right now, but we'll take a peek at what we do have, and then I can talk you through some of the plans that we have. Kind of taking you around here. And right behind me is actually, so we have a window here, and I installed the curtain rod, as well as had to actually hem the curtains. So the curtains that I purchased, I wanted to purchase them a little bit longer so that they did puddle on the ground a little bit. But since I have a custom length, I had to purchase them extra long and then hem them myself, which is not a problem. It was easily done. And these are actually designed to be blackout curtains, and is a blackout rod. So the rod itself kind of loops around and touches the wall so that the curtain goes all the way around to the wall and really captures the sunlight. We do have our light filtering blinds here. So these are the blinds that are more like a Roman shade. Hello. They come up and down very, very easily. That is the idea over here. Just have some light filtering options, some blackout options. There are, concerns about the curtains touching the floor or being within baby's reach. We will address that once we get there. There'll be a decent number of months before baby's moving around on their own. So we'll cross that bridge when we need to, as far as kids hanging on curtains and everything. But for now, it's just gonna look pretty and be great and be very functional, keeping this room nice and dark for nap time, what have you. Nothing in this is sponsored or anything like that. You guys know the drill. I've got a very small community here on YouTube, always looking to grow. So if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe, join our little family here. If you like what you're seeing in my footage, please go ahead and like the videos that you do like so I know what to post more of. I'm not sure if folks are liking more of like the room talk or if they're liking more of the family talk. So please let me know, comment below. And then other things that are in this room, which of course you guys saw a long time ago, is the DIY light fixture that's above me. This sunburst light was a passion project of my own. The light itself, the light bulb and everything, this piece is original to the house. And then I went ahead and did this kind of sunburst all the way around. I have a clock that is from my grandmother, and it has that sunburst style. So I kind of wanted to mimic that sunburst style in this room. And not that baby necessarily knows much about their great grandmother, but it just was kind of a nod to her, bring in a little bit more of a nature feel into this room regardless. I thought doing that with the sunburst, instead of doing the sunburst on the wall with the clock, doing the sunburst actually up on the ceiling would be really, really cool. So I didn't explain that too much before, but that's where the inspiration for the sunburst light came from originally. And then this is actually a rug that will be laid down in the nursery, and it has some color in it, but we're gonna keep that piece a secret for now. You do not get to see that in this sneak peek. You will have to wait for the full nursery reveal to see what that rug looks like, but I'll give you a hint, it does bring in some more color, which is very, very exciting. If you are interested in sticking around, I wanted to talk a little bit more about what's on my registry. If all of that sounds interesting, stick around because that's up next. I wanted to talk to you about what's on my registry, why it's on my registry. Some people talk about this as like registry must-haves, and I really just wanted to dive into it as a mom-to-be. So this is speaking purely off hypotheticals and what my best intuition is on what I think true registry must-haves are, but then also adding in some of the fun must-haves, if you will. Wrote some notes, as well as we'll be referencing back to what I actually have on my registry right now. The main checklist items for what you want to make sure you have on your registry, or that you're able to acquire before baby gets here, is, this doesn't have to be in any particular order. First, a safe place for baby to sleep. Number 2, a safe place for baby to travel. Number 3, feeding baby. Number 4, daily care for baby. And number 5, first aid for baby. Those were kind of my main 5 categories that you want to make sure you absolutely do not miss on your registry. Moms, if you have another absolute do not miss, please comment it down below, as I don't want myself to miss anything, or any of the other mamas or dads that are looking to have their registry filled out right now. Let me dive in and explain those a little bit more. A safe place for baby to sleep, number 1. So when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about whether that be, you know, a crib, bassinet, a safe mattress, those kinds of things. I will say one of the number 1 things that was highly, highly recommended amongst a lot of the other people that I've been researching as far as registry must-haves, what I've heard the most about is the Newton Baby mattress, because it's in its breathability. All the reviews and everything I've seen across the YouTube platform show very good things about this particular mattress, that it helps with, you know, if a baby does roll over and is then face down on their mattress, they can still breathe through the mattress. I've added that one to my registry personally for that reason, as it's highly rated and it's a good safe place for baby to sleep, and that just, you know, makes me sleep more soundly at night as well. There's loads of different cribs out there. Truly pick one that, you know, works for you aesthetically, that has good safety ratings. So I went with the Nestig crib, and I like the way that it looks, and I also like that it transitions into the toddler bed for future use. Kind of getting more bang for your buck, if you will. I am blessed in that I have a very close friend who is able to actually allow me to borrow her bassinet. So I believe it's the Halo bassinet, and so I didn't actually have to register for this because she's going to lend me her Halo bassinet. The Nestig does offer another transition section where it goes from a mini crib to a larger crib and then to the toddler bed. Originally I was just going to use the mini crib setting of the Nestig crib as my bassinet, but when my friend offered to lend me her bassinet, I couldn't turn that opportunity down. Safe place for baby to sleep, crib, bassinet, and a safe mattress. those would be the items following in that checklist. Section number 2, safe way for baby to travel. So the number one thing that comes to mind when you are traveling is the car seat. And there's lots of different car seats out there, lots of different testings, opinions, reviews, ratings. It can get very, very overwhelming. I myself am still torn between what might be the best car seat option available out there. Trust your mom instincts when you're looking into all those different options out there and just see what will work best. One of the things that I am considering is getting a different car seat that is different for infant versus when they're growing and becoming more into a toddler. If I can have something that is more suited for the infant during that time frame, that might be a little bit of a safer option. And then, you know, transitioning over into the kind of grow with me style. Graco has another one. It's called like the Forever car seat. Seems to have really good ratings. So it can, I believe, hold infants and then grow with them up to a toddler stage. But I'm also looking into getting something that is more in the infant category. The Duna baby car seat is something that is quite popular and that I've seen a lot of really great reviews for. They say it's great for if you are traveling a lot because it transitions itself in one unit into a stroller. So that's another section for travel, is of course the stroller option. And with the Duna kind of being a 2-in-1, being a car seat and a stroller, that just seems also, once again, like a very good use of space, a good use of items. Do your research on what will work best in your car, and everything when it comes to car seats. But safe way for baby to travel there. And then of course there's the stroller options. So loads of strollers out there, big wheels, small wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, transitions for 2 kids, 3 kids. There's so many out there. And so just making sure you have a good safe stroller option. I wouldn't necessarily say it's an absolute must-have, but we can all recognize that a stroller would make it a lot easier to get from point A to point B when you are carrying that baby around and all of the things that come along with taking care of baby. Number 3, feeding baby. Be that if you are opting for breastfeeding, if you have that ability to, available to you, or if you're going for more of a formula option, or if you're going for just pumping and using bottle fed, whatever works best for you and your situation and your baby. Do what you gotta do, but you wanna make sure that you have the tools at your fingertips to help make any of those options that you're aiming for possible. Getting a pump as a new mama, whether you are looking to breastfeed or not, your milk is gonna probably come in. And at some point it can get very uncomfortable. You do not pump or do not have a baby breastfeeding because you can get really engorged with your milk supply. So you do want to be able to have that pump available to you so that you don't get things like mastitis, which is, you know, clogged milk ducts, those kinds of things. A lot of times you can actually, if you have insurance here in the United States, you can actually get your pump through your insurance. There's loads of different websites out there. I highly recommend you go to your OB or another doctor or any kind of a health practitioner. I'm sure midwives know about this as well, and they can guide you to which websites to go to and what you can get with your insurance. Those websites will also guide you as well. What I was able to do on the website I was in, I told them which state I lived in, and then I told them which coverage I had, and it then listed off all the pumps that were covered by my insurance in my state here in the US. Getting a pump is great, and it might be an option that you don't even have to have on your registry necessarily. It could be something that you just get through your insurance and it's covered and you're good to go. A manual pump will also get the job done fantastically. So there's lots of different options out there. One of the things that I'm highly interested in and that's been talked about a ton, almost as much as I think the Newton baby mattress, has been the Haka. So the Haka is one of those items that is really fantastic when you have baby over on one breast and you are looking and your letdown is happening on your other. So a lot of times your chest may not be aware of which side baby's actually on, and it'll just get both the girls going at the same time. So when that happens, you can either end up with maybe a milk mess on one end, or you can take that opportunity to try and gather that milk, and that's what the Haka is there for. The Haka is what the ladies are referring to as catching your letdown. It's more of a manual pump as well because it can suction on and then you can squeeze it and it will give a little bit of that pump feel, but it catches that letdown so that you can also utilize your milk supply in multiple ways. Collect that letdown, freeze that letdown, and so then you can start building up your milk storage over time. So it's a great opportunity. It can probably be a little bit to juggle. I haven't done it yet. Again, new mom here, and bun is not out of the oven just yet, but in theory it sounds fantastic. There's a bunch of different options out there as well. I think the Haka brand, they have kind of their standard one that I have on my registry, but I think they have another one out there that's called like the Ladybug or something, which is supposed to be one that can fit within your bra to also do the same thing, catch that letdown. I believe LV has another great one, the LV Curve, I want to say it's called. I'm just kind of a classic gal, I don't mind the funky shape, and so I put the classic one on the registry. So that covers a little bit more about kind of the pumping aspect of feeding a baby. So let's talk a little bit more about if you have the option to breastfeed and making that a little more comfortable. I've heard that having a pillow or some kind of support is fantastic. It helps with your back, it helps support baby, make baby more comfortable so that they're able to latch more easily. So having some kind of a pillow or support is, I would think, highly recommended. Now, do you need to purchase a breastfeeding pillow? Maybe not. Maybe you can just use one of your throw pillows that you have around. There's a bunch of different options out there if you don't have necessarily a breastfeeding pillow, but it is something that could be helpful. And there's also a lot of talk out there and a lot of preparation for what can actually happen to your body as mama while you're trying to breastfeed. Cracking of the skin that can make everything really uncomfortable. And there's a bunch of different products out there, from different balms to different ways to then soothe that area. And one of the other things that people have been recommending quite a bit, I hear a lot more about, are these silver discs that actually can go onto your nipple and cover them after baby has finished breastfeeding, and it will help keep everything very clean, and it's supposed to help with the cracking, supposed to help with a lot of the inflammation that happens. They're called the Silverette. I, again, have not actually tried these myself, but they come highly recommended. So not that it's, again, a necessity, they could be a good option, but just taking care of your body to make sure that you are set up for success is key. Now, of course, there is another option out there to take care of your baby, and that is the formula option. Having tools available at your fingertips to help you as mom get that formula available for your babe is fantastic. So I'm not too familiar with any of the process of where to buy formula, what formula is the best, or anything along those lines, but I do know that there are some things that go along with how to feed your baby formula, as well as if you're feeding them breast milk or anything like that. So you will probably need some bottles. You'll probably need a way to then warm up the milk, or warm up your water, or warm up the formula so that it's ready for baby. One of the things that I registered for is the Kind or Kid, I'll have to double check the actual brand name, but they have an option that is direct from pump to bottle. And so they call it like their twist, I believe it's their twist kit. So that one was a really great option because it kind of covers a bunch of different things. Whatever tools you might need to then help you get the formula ready to go ahead and make sure that you have those items on your registry as a backup plan, or if that's your primary plan, do what you gotta do to set yourself up for success. In section number 4, and that's daily care for baby. And what I'm talking about here is waste management, essentially. So diapers and wipes. And there's a lot of different things that go along with that people also might consider a must-have item, but I'm just talking about the basics here, and having diapers available and having wipes available as well to help clean baby and make sure that they are nice and sanitary and taken care of and healthy. And you want to make sure you have some of those items on your registry. If you are having a baby shower, having a diaper raffle is a great option. It makes it a fun activity when they bring either some wipes or some diapers or something associated with diapering to the shower. They can enter their name into a raffle, win a prize. It's a lot of fun for the guests that way, as well as you are getting then a supply of diapers. Adding those items to your registry and having a supply readily available before baby gets here is a really, really important piece. Now, there's also options that are not disposable, sustainable, such as having cloth diapering, and that is a great option as well. So just if you're going that route, do some research into which ones are going to be best for you and which sizes you might need to start with. And if you're in a situation where maybe you want the cloth diapering but it's not available to you right now, do not beat yourself up over the fact that you have to use disposables in the moment. Do what you gotta do to keep yourself and baby safe. It's not just, diapering, but also clothing baby. So you wanna make sure you have clothes available to keep baby warm keep them comfortable. I really like doing consignment for a lot of the clothing items. The ever popular Once Upon a Child that's available, at least in our area, we do have one that's not too far away, and you can get things on consignment. Consignment being gently used or secondhand items that you can then purchase. So you're not purchasing full price, you're getting them at a secondary price, second life out of these items. We have purchased a few things from Once Upon a Child already, and we're really looking forward to going back. Oh, totally forgot to mention the dresser. Quick go back on the dresser. So we've been working on refinishing the dresser as well. And the dresser, it was a Facebook Marketplace find. And I wanted to start off by taking off the hardware and taking a sander to the exterior of the dresser. Really want to get off all the varnish, all the scratches. Looked like there was a little bit of paint exchange from something at the prior owner's home. And then I wanted to prep it to paint it green. So right now we're at the stage where everything is just sanded down and ready to go so that it can be primed and painted. Really looking forward to that project and it bringing again some more color into this space. Fifth category is the first aid for a baby. Again, talking about safety and keeping everybody healthy. You want to make sure you have some of the basic items in your home already before baby arrives, so that should, the worst happen and they get sick, you want to be able to have what you can at your fingertips so you can take care of baby before it gets worse and that you have to go to the hospital or something like that. So having something like baby Tylenol or baby Motrin available for any of those fever spikes, having ways to take care of mucus or snot or anything like that is also very important because you want baby to be able to breathe easy. There's a lot of talk about the Frida Mom or Frida Baby snot sucker, which is a tool where you have a tube and there's a filter on it so that it doesn't end up going past the tube, but you stick the tube over to the baby and then on the other end there's a piece that goes into the adult's mouth and they inhale and it sucks the snot into the tube and gets it out of baby. Not the most appealing concept in the world, but I hear it works great. So that's another one that's on my registry that I'm really looking forward to getting, which sounds really, really bizarre. You need to use the old-fashioned Kleenex, do what you gotta do. But of course, if things do persist, contact your medical professional of whatever you have to do, and make sure you're taking care of baby the best way possible because they are relying on you to take care of them. Now there's additional things out there that I wouldn't consider again a must-have, but it's helpful to have when it comes to first aid. And there's things like the Owlet sock, which helps to monitor baby's heart rate. It helps to monitor their oxygen levels in their blood and everything while they're sleeping. And so it's this little sock that you put on their foot and it'll help keep track of those things for you. Now it's not a must-have item, a little bit more of a luxury item in that category as it's got a good price point. So maybe a good thing to put on your registry. That's another thing that a lot of moms have said it's given them peace of mind, is to have something like that helps them monitor baby. A nail care kit, the Haka brand actually does make this, and it's more of like a Dremel. So rather than getting a clipper, you can use this little Dremel. And I've seen moms just even put the Dremel directly on their skin, so it doesn't, it's not going to harm baby. But it's really good at helping with those really razor sharp little nails and getting them filed down very quickly and efficiently, so you don't have to battle with the clippers and trying to get those little talons taken care of. And a humidifier, that was something that my sister mentioned to me, and she said it was a lifesaver to be able to have that readily available versus trying to, baby gets sick and then going out and buying it. Health and safety, everything from, baby monitors to thermometers to, we talked about first aid in general. Now, I'd say if you are truly going for a minimal registry, those would be the 5 categories that you want to tackle and you want to address and make sure that you have those things available for you before baby arrives. I think that just about sums it up. Again, I want to link what I can for you down below. I don't have an Amazon storefront for y'all to visit just yet, but if I do, I'll replace the links with that storefront so you can just hop right there and kind of do a one-stop shop. Thanks so much for sticking around. I truly appreciate you. If you've been around this long, I encourage you to add a comment down below, just saying, whether or not you're a mom-to-be or just saying hi. I would love to hear from you in the comment section if you have made it this far. And I hope to see you on the next video. Again, my name's Jenny, and be well, my friends. Bye.